Siddhanta. There will be explanations of this further on. The constitutional nature and position of the Jiva is in relation to Bhagavad Sarup, in service to Ram, to Nishinga, Varaha, any incarnation. This Vishnu Seva. Krishna's name is Vishnu. There's one Supreme Personality of Godhead, and innumerable. He is present in innumerable. He is present in innumerable universes simultaneously at the same time. So that there are many incarnations. There is no differences in tattva vichar. All the incarnations of the Lord, of Krishna, there is no difference. There is one Lord, one Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of Godhead, and He resides in all His different abodes. In Vaikunta is Narayan, and in Ayodhya is Ram, and in Dvaraka and in Mathura, Dwarkadish Krishna, Mathuresh Krishna, and He's in Supreme Rajendra Nandan Shyam Sundar in Golok Vrindavan. Yashoda Nandan Shyam Sundar, Rajendra Nandan Shri Krishna, in the form of Radhakant. Hey Krishna, Karunasin. When is Krishna in the form of Radhakant in the Rasastali? In his topmost form is manifest in the Rasastali. Even though there are many forms in Rasastali, Chandravali is there. In the most sweetest form of Krishna, he is not manifest in front of Lalita or Vishaka, but only in front of Srimati Radhika. In Rasastali, only with Srimati Radhika. At that time, he manifests as the most beautiful of his forms. Everybody, he captivates everyone, that his form is so beautiful. And Srimati Radhika also manifests her most beautiful form. In Vaikunta, she is Lakshmi. In Ayodhya, she is Sita Devi. In Dvaraka, in Satyabhama. In Golok Vrindavan, and Svayam. Just as Krishna manifests himself in Vaikunta as Narayan, and Srimati Radhika also, she manifests herself. The main Shakti, Mool Shakti, the original source, is Srimati Radhika. This question that Mahaprabhu is asking, the first question to Raya Ramananda, Sadya. Mahaprabhu didn't ask about sadhana, he asked first about the Sadya. Before performing any kind of sadhana, we have to establish our sadhya, the goal. Dharma, artha, kam, moksha, religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, liberation. But the topmost goal is Krishna-prema. To the extent that if there were Bhagavatam, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it's nirashan, yeah, to reject. Mukti has been rejected. This is not the goal. Mukti is, but there are 5 types of muktis that have been described. So, Rajya Mukti. This Sayuji Mukti should be rejected. So the Lord is saying, even I offer these 4 types of muktis to my devotees, but they do not want. It has also been written, Sayuji Mukti is imaginary. You cannot become one with the Lord in this most subtlest of conceptions. Brahma. This idea of merging with Brahma is illusory, imaginary. Those who are trying to endeavor for this is imaginary. The Jiva cannot be one with Brahma. You can see this even in this material world. The existence. There is individual existence of each and every thing in this world. It's separate. Everything exists separately. Even one drop of water compared to another drop of water is not the same. There will be some difference. There's an independent existence. Even if it were to be one, if it were to be one, like in a glass of water that is full, completely full, if you put one drop of water, then that excess will drop. It does not merge or become one. Another consideration The Jiva is the Lord's part and parcel and has its individual existence. In the liberated stage of the Jivan, or in its conditioned stage, this is a conception that is presented. So, Mahaprabhu is saying from the beginning he started to speak from establishing the goal. Vishnu Bhakti is the topmost. Bhakti is the goal. Karma, Gyan, Yog, Tapasya, these are not the goal. So this is what Mahaprabhu wants to hear. What is the Jiva's inherent constitutional condition and position? Just like the spark of the fire is the dharma of that spark of fire is the same as the fire. One is just great and the other one is anu, small. This is being shown here. In the same way, the Jiva being minute, the Lord is great. The Lord is full of love and compassion. Transcendental love and compassion. And He's the embodiment of divine love. In the Bible it is said, but of divine love, love. That is also present. That dharma, that divine love is in the Jiva, but in a small, minute what more is needed to be said? It will not enter into your mind. That love, transcendental love, is in the Jiva, but in a very small amount. Many Jiva Goswami has given many examples of this. Speaking more ahead, further. by performance of following the rules and regulations of Varnashram-dharma. The Jiva progresses gradually, and then becomes purified. In this way, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada is saying this Varnashram-dharma, by following the rules and regulations, then this tendency to commit sinful activities is slowly and gradually reduced. The animals are different from the humans. The animals do not consider sinful activities or pious activities. What is sin and what is pious religious activity? By performing sinful activities, the heart becomes contaminated. Then the Lord cannot manifest in such a condition, such a state. Just like a magnet, the purpose of the magnet is to attract the iron. But if the iron is covered with rust, the magnet will not be able to attract the iron. So if the iron was covered with rust, yeah, the magnet would not be attracted. As much as the rust is removed from the iron, then the magnet is able to be attracted. In this way, the Jiva, from time immemorial, is wandering in this cycle of repeated birth and death, and performing sinful and pious activities. Both pious and impious activities are binding in karmic reaction. You can also be bound by performing pious activities because there is a reaction. Just as much as performing sinful activities binds one, you have to come back to this material world again and again. Not to perform dharma or adharma, religious activities or non-religious activities. Here, dharma means local, mundane religiosity and mundane charitable activities. What should we do? Braje Radha Krishna. But one should reside in Braj and perform bhajan to Shri Radha and Krishna. Again, we are bound, if we perform pious activities in this material world, to come back to this material world. So what should we do is to perform bhakti. If you give donation, who should you give donation for service to the Lord? Do you understand? If you make a building, make it for the Lord. If you make it for yourself, if you make a great palace and you make a small temple for the Lord by the exit, and he's put it in asking Akhilesh where he put his temple. He says in the main room. He's not called him yet to visit. When will it? as he's married and done the havan all by himself and entered married life. Matters. He did nice kirtan yesterday about Lord Ramchandra. Very nice kirtan about Lord Ramchandra. We cannot go anywhere without Lord Ram. And in the same way, we can sing about Srimati Radhika, change the name of Hanuman to Srimati Radhika. Wherever there is Lord Ram, Hanuman is always there. And wherever there is Hanuman, Lord Ram is always there. It's very nice. The mood is very nice, qualities. Talking about Varnashrama-dharma. Mahaprabhu is saying this is external. Just by performing Varnashrama-dharma, the innate nature of the Jiva cannot be manifested. The Lord wants to hear about this innate nature of the living entity. Just like we are staying in this material world, in the community, in society, we're following rules and regulations. If we do not, then the society would become corrupted. And so these rules and regulations are there. Rai kahe Krishna karma. Krishna karma arpan, to offer all of one's results of our activities to Krishna. Rati Sikante Mad Arpanam. Mad Arpanam. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, always offer to me. Because everybody has a tendency to enjoy. 6-1. But first offer to the Lord, then we will not incur the sinful reaction to be freed from the sinful reaction. So if you want to eat something, offer it first. If there is no tulsi leaf to do the offering with, you should do by mind. Not everywhere tulsi is available. Remembering the name of the Lord. Idam sarvatubhyam. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. This is Bhagavad Gita 9:27. Here it is said, offering all our the results of our activities, it has been sanctioned, and Mahaprabhu said this is also external. Got it? Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, the Lord himself, he gave Uddhav instructions. There is Pravritti-marg and Nivuritti-marg, to take one from the fruitive activities, from path of fruitive activities, to the path of transcendental transcendental practice. Whatever you do, offer to the Lord first. By performing Hari Bhajan slowly. Perform karma, actions. When you become tired of performing actions, then you stop. Tavat karmani purvita. Nirved means to become tired of. For those such persons, you should encourage them. Yes, do this, do this. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord is saying two types of people: Pravritti-marg and Nivritti. In Pravritti-marg, you should encourage that person to perform his activities. Don't forbid them to perform activities. Otherwise, they will completely leave doing anything. And so you should encourage them. If you say directly, they will not be able to tolerate. Tavat karmani purvita. When they get tired of performing karma, it's so much so that even they bleed, and then they will realize that performing karma on its own is not beneficial. Just like a donkey. What does a donkey do? 462. It's running after the female donkey. And what does the female donkey do? The female donkey kicks the male donkey in the face. It's so much so that it bleeds, yet the male donkey continues to run after the female donkey. 462. Then at some stage the donkey may realize, oh, what am I doing? 462. That's what's saying here. One who has taste in performing karma, you should. In the Bhagavad Gita, it's saying, Don't discourage such a person. So this shloka is Tavat Karmani Kurvarti, is Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto chapter 20 verse 9. As long as one is not disgusted by fruitive activities and has not awakened his taste for devotional service by Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, one must act according to the regulative principles of the Vedic injunctions. Do you understand? For this is why it is said, after many, many births of good fortune, through Gyan, Vairagya, Karma, slowly, slowly, the living entity enters the path of devotion. Very slowly, not in one day, after many births. We are on this path of Pravritti-marg, until we enter the Nivuritti-marg, the transcendental path. Not yet, we have not. Now we are endeavoring. We're trying, when we leave everything and become one-pointed and want to perform Bhagavad Bhajan. So here it is said, one who gives up everything and performs my devotional service one-pointed. So, sorry, in contrast, if one wants to marry, one should marry, has the desire to marry, and then until one realizes what they have done, then they will stop. But still, like the example of the donkey, what is the purpose of the Srimad Bhagavatam saying this? As like a donkey, learning after the female donkey and being beaten with the hind legs of the female donkey. And he's feeling pleasure in this. This is very, very amazing. What did I say? This is true. So the troubles we're experiencing in this material world, it's because the binding of the illusory potency. Even if we want to, we cannot leave this situation. If we leave, we want, but we cannot. And then we reconcile. If we cannot leave, then together perform bhajan. And this is one solution. Together, live together and perform bhajan. Don't get stuck in the situation. Try to find a solution. The solution is to work together and work and serve Krishna without duplicity, hypocrisy, and being established with firm faith in a pure, righteous, religious way. Come to this solution. A very nice solution. like this, slowly, slowly, some renunciation will come. You may take Vanaprastha from Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha. And in Vanaprastha it is shown not keeping relationship with anyone, meaning a family, friends, relatives in the ages before, leaving all one's wealth and earnings after 50 years, going into the forest after the age of 50. Ekavan, Ekwan, Gavan. This number 51 in Hindi is the word Van in it. Van means forest. To go into the forest at the age of 51, after the age of 50. And then you'll have to come to Van Maharaj. There's no other solution. After the age of 50, Van Maharaj, you have to take shelter of Sripad Bhaktivedanta Van Maharaj. And very nice in Hindi. Ekavan, Ekwan. Every number after 50 has got one in it. Ekavan, Bavan, Trepan, Chopan. Chopan. Ekavan, Bavan, Trepan. Trepan hota hai. Science is 60. 53? Trepan. One nahi hota. Bavan. Ekwan. No. In Hindi, 58, 58, 58. The meaning is, in Shastra, in Pravritti-marg, to enter into Nivuritti-marg, into the transcendental path, from karma path to transcendental spiritual path. Pravritti. Then after that, one takes sannyas. In Kali Yuga, there's no sannyas. Karma sannyas. These 5 things are forbidden. Gavavavam, Satyatrikam, Palaputrikam, Devarenumshtatam, Varjita. These 5 things are forbidden in Kali Yuga. Karma sannyas should not be taken. 329. Narottam sannyas. Narottam sannyas is Vaishnav sannyas. This Ashwamegam Gavalambham is a shloka from the Brahma Vivarta Puran. In Chaitanya Charitamrita you find Adi Lila 17:164. Karma sannyas. Till we have this body, we'll have to perform some karma. We breathe, we are performing karma. The definition of karma is such that we're breathing, we are eating. Those who say that those who say do not perform karma, they are liars, cheaters. Is said in Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, how are we living? How are we surviving? In Kali Yuga, karma sannyas is forbidden. So, Nikam Sharanam Vaja. Aham Tvam Sarva Mokshani Mascha. In the Bhagavad Gita, the final instruction, give up everything, all activities. Krishna is saying, I promise you, if you surrender to me, one who is able to, if you do not serve your mother, father, relatives, etc., then the Lord is saying, do not worry, I will free you from all sinful reactions of such activities. All living entities, they are all indebted to me, the Lord is saying. For this reason, I will free you from that debt of having to serve your relatives, family, friends. If you give money to them, but if you give money to God in service of the Lord, we are indebted to our mother and father, and my mother and father are indebted to God. So if you come to me, the Lord says, then I will deliver you, free you from all the debts. From tomorrow, stop performing karma. So whatever you are in debt with me, I will free you from that debt. If we surrender to the Lord, then all the debts we owe to our mother, father, forefathers, we are freed from that. So in this Vaishnava tradition, we do not need to do any Shraddha ceremony, any Pindadan, Pitruda, Shraddha. They offer oblations to the forefathers and feed the forefathers, calling the Brahmanas, feeding the Brahmanas. So for the Brahmanas this month is very auspicious. They go to 3 or 4 houses and they get fed and they get dakshin. They do not know what is the result of this, taking this food from them. सब क्या हो गया सबको? Oh, they will become ghosts. If you eat that food offered to the forefathers, ancestors, then you become a ghost in your next life. If you take that food offered in the Shraddha, that's why in our tradition, when Gurudev does the Shraddha, he has a separate plate that is thrown away in the river, that is put in the river. We don't take from that plate. This first Vaishnavas, they offer the food stuffs to the Lord and make it Mahaprasad. And then that prasad is offered to the forefathers, the deceased, And such a simple, wonderful offering, whether that person performed any bhajan or not, they will receive this Mahaprasad and they will be delivered. So Mahaprabhu shown, so Advaita Acharya shown, he also performed this. He called all the Brahmanas. He cooked very nicely, and he offered the prasad. He offered the Lord Vishnu, Advaita Acharya is Vishnu himself, Sadashiv, and he's showing people, the general people, how to perform this Shraddha. He offered everything to Radha and Krishna, and that Mahaprasad he offered to the Brahmanas. And Advaita Acharya, he added one more very special thing. What he gave first, offered the Mahaprasad to this pure devotee. He didn't give it to the Brahmanas. Here, the Brahmanas were smarta Brahmanas. He gave it to the Suddha Vaishnava, the pure devotee, Haridas Thakur. Who could be greater than Haridas Thakur? The first offering of Mahaprasad was given to Haridas Thakur. Do you know how to perform this Shraddha ceremony? If you don't do it properly, then your ghost will, you'll be possessed by ghost. My Gurudev, don't enter too much into this ceremony, otherwise you disturb yourself, disturb your mind. If you don't do it properly, that ghost will possess you. It's not so simple to perform this ceremony. So if one thinks you can perform this ceremony to earn money or as a living, then this is very dangerous. Sarva karma Advaita Acharya gave to Haridas Thakur, and the Brahmanas became upset. They said, we are Brahmanas. He did not offer to us, he offered to this Muslim. Haridas Thakur is not Muslim. Haridas Thakur was pure Vaishnava. Harinam. He did Harinam. 3 lakh Harinam, he did 300,000 rounds. He was given the title Namacharya. This is teaching for us the importance of chanting. So all the Brahmanas, they became upset. In Bengal, all these titles are there of Brahmanas. Banerjee, Chatterjee, Bhattacharya. कौन? हाँ? Mamata Banerjee. She's the Chief Minister of Bengal. Even she will not get a place in Yamalok. Haridas Thakur. Being outcast, he was performing bhajan. So, one who's chanting Harinam, the holy names, is the best. Because in Kali Yuga there is nothing else but chanting of the holy names. In Kali Yuga the Lord is present in His form, in His name. Mahaprabhu has said, I am present in three forms: Nam, Vigraha and Swarup. Name, deity, and Himself personally direct. Nam, Vigraha and Swarup. His own form, Swarup. As in Golok Vrindavan, as in Swetadeep Dham. He's there personally. So, in his deity form, and himself, and in the name. This, by serving the deity again and again, you will have the realization of the Lord's Swarup, personal form. For Kanishta Adhikari, this deity worship has been offered. So you have to get up early, and that devotee becomes regulated. He has to get up early. So instruction is given to perform archan. You have to wake up early, you have to bathe, you have to chant your Gayatri mantra. You have to become regulated. The one who is lazy, give them this service of worshipping the deity form. Then they will become regulated. Seva-prad, nama-prad, dhamma-prad. Then they will become aware of these offenses, and they will become regulated, and they will progress slowly in this way. After Diksha, two things you have to do. Gurudev used to say, first learn to cook, and then secondly, learn to worship the deity, Archan. And Devanand Gauriman, this was waking up at 3 a.m., bathing, Archan, Mangalarti. Gurudev was saying he's worshipping the Kurma deity in Devanand Gaudiya Mount. Then Varaha. Kurma? Varaha. Varaha deity. Varaha. Yeah. First offering Param Gurudev Archan, 6 months here and 6 months on the altar. and cooking. I used to cook even before Diksha. My uncle used to engage me, direct me. दीक्षा पहले करा दीक्षा के बाद पहले दीक्षा के पहले before Diksha used to engage him. Used to go on a collection and there was nobody else. The 200 people to eat from here there every day. Just have to cook. And then Gurudev came. Narayan Maharaj gave Harinam. And then Gurudev said, "You've already had Harinam. That's good. No need to take from me. He's as good." And remembering. The Thakurji speaks with you. Yes, the Thakurji speaks with you. All the deities are very beautiful. Shyam Prabhu is saying they are a little bit different. Shyam Prabhu, आपके साथ बात किया विग्रह? Shyam. Is not allowed there without diksha. This is exceptional circumstances. What to do? For 500, to cook for 500 people. There's a Jagannath Rath at Devanand Gaudiya Math. Everybody had left. There was 500 people, Thakurji and devotees. I remember papita and potato. My uncle, there was big pots, big woks, and the what do you call the spoon? Not the spoon, but the trowel. The trowel to mix the sabji in the huge woks. I I pushed the sabji so much that it came off from the other side of the wok. The first time, he gave me first time in the hand. I remember his first time. You have to lose a lot of strength. It's very big. It's pushed it. The sabji fell out of the pot. First time. The trowel. We call it trowel. I got such a slap. Do it like this. There's a skill, there's an art, and I didn't know how to do it. I've never cooked before like this. First day. aloo, a potato, 2 or 3 kilo. Oh, aloo fell out of the wok. I did not know how to do this. There's a skill and an art. With a small amount you can just turn over. 4 or 5 people. And how much you eat for so little. It's some pickle and a little. But in Bengal people eat in quantity, especially rice. Oh, yeah. I did not know how to make. I pushed it so fast, so much, so hard. 2 or 3 kilos ended up on the floor. I cannot forget. First day. Lunch. आप अंदर तो नहीं गिर गया था? What were we saying? Namacharya Haridas Thakur. Who is Brahman? Who is doing Hari Bhajan? Haridas Thakur, pure Vaishnava. Which Brahmana could be higher than him? Whether he has Brahmin thread or not. Haridas Thakur, who gave Diksha to him? He did not take Diksha from anyone. No, who gave Diksha to Haridas Thakur? Two people, Haridas Thakur, Rupa Goswami Pad. It's not been given Diksha. There is Sanatana Goswami Pad's name that he had been given Diksha, but not Rupa Goswami or Haridas Thakur. No, I did not give the Brahmin thread to Rupa Goswami. Or there is no mention of it. And name is everything. Do not. The glories of the holy name are such that one should not wait to chant. That we should not wait to get Diksha to be able to chant the holy names of the Lord. This is a very important, wonderful consideration. But you cannot say that I do not need Diksha. Like we cannot compare ourselves to Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur, his siddha perfected from birth. He used to go to Raghunath Das Goswami's house. His father used to serve the sadhus. Raghunath Das Goswami was associating with Haridas Thakur from the very beginning and used to associate with him. The glories of the holy name is so high, so much that one does not have to wait to take diksha to be able to chant the holy names. Purificatory process. To perform any pious activities, one has to follow certain rules and regulations, like calling the Brahman, performing a yajna, like this. Abhisanna means by ghee and rice. Khane Abhisanna, to cook rice in ghee. Abhisanna. Ghee, abhi. Ghee and anna, rice. Just to purify the rice with a little bit of ghee when you're cooking, before cooking, or to add it in the pot where you're cooking the rice without salt. If you have ghee, then you do not put salt. And there are many rules and regulations in Shastra of this. It's just like milk. If you put salt in milk, it becomes like meat. We don't know, and so we do everything but according to Shastra. These rules and regulations are very difficult. Kya Shastra? Hari Bhakti Vilas, Bhakti Vilas. If you read Hari Bhakti Vilas, these rules and regulations are given. So one who is able to chant the pure names of the Lord can override these rules and regulations. If we read the literatures of the acharyas, किसके बारे में बात करें? He's asking about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He took Harinam from Bhakti Vinod Thakur, but took Diksha from Gaur Kishadas Babaji Maharaj. Then Gaur Kishadas He said he'd come tomorrow, I will consider. Then he came tomorrow. Then today I will ask. That day he asked Gaur Nityananda, and then the next day he forgot. He said he forgot to ask them. Then he said, come again. Gaur Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj gave Diksha to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. He gave Kurma mantra also, Harinam. Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave Kurma mantra to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada and Harinam.
He received sannyasi after Gurkshadas Babaji Maharaj entered in Lila.
शाम क्या बोला था? शाम संन्यास कब लिया भक्ति सिद्धांत?
ठाकुर को पाठ शरीर छोड़ने के बाद
Yeah, but from who? किसके पास?
In front of the picture.
Okay, so Bhakti Siddhanta took sannyas in front of the picture of Gokishadas Babaji Maharaj after he left his body. One can be freed from the debts of the mother and father by surrendering unto the lotus feet of the Lord. So it said, sadhu-dharma parityajakam abhidyo moksha shamanasacha. Why Mahaprabhu said this is external? Even the words of the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharma Parityajati Shloka, Mahaprabhu said this is external. The final instruction Krishna is given. That same Krishna in the form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu is saying this is external. This is the foundation. Why Mahaprabhu is saying this is external? Please say more. What is the meaning behind this? Yes. There's some selfish motive in this. So if you surrender, then Krishna says, I will deliver you. But if you don't surrender, Krishna does not deliver you. So Mahaprabhu in this way, the devotees are saying, so Gurudev is saying this is Sharanagati, showing surrender. All that is said in the Bhagavad Gita is to bring you to the doorstep of Sharanagati. Only after Sharanagati one can enter into bhakti. By giving up everything, will one be able to enter into bhakti? No. Bhakti is very different thing. It is of the quality of spontaneity, performed with love and devotion, which is unmotivated. And this is where the Srimad Bhagavatam begins. In the Bhagavad Gita, Sharanagati, surrender is being shown. And in the Srimad Bhagavatam, as a direct service, loving devotional service unto the Lord. How Mother Yashoda was performing with motherly parental mood is serving Krishna. How Subala Sridham with their Sakha Bhav, friendship mood. So in the Gita it's saying, come and surrender to me. But there is no seva-vritti or relationship. Where did the Bhagavad Gita, where was the Bhagavad Gita spoken? In the battlefield. Try to understand. Who is which Krishna is speaking? Is the Arkadish Krishna, he's speaking. We want to serve Rajendra Nandan, Shyam Sundar. If we consider it in this way, our acharyas, as our Gurudev used to say, where the Gita finishes, then the Srimad Bhagavatam starts. How to serve in Sakha Bhav, how to serve in Vatsalya Bhav, how Mother Yashoda, thinking that Krishna is my son, she does not think anything else, does not believe. Mother Yashoda was serving completely in the mood of motherly affection. This possessiveness was there. It is not shown in the Bhagavad Gita, not in the battlefield. And that time Arjun was in a condition of bewilderment. How could I fight my relatives? Bhishma, Arjun is saying that Bhishma Pita, I used to sit on his lap and he fed me. And Dronacharya is my guru. How can I kill? I have this Gandiva in my hand. It has such strength and power. It cannot be defeated. I could kill everyone. It's not possible to kill Bhishma. He had the benediction of being dying when he wanted to die. Pick up your bow, Krishna is saying, and fight. Perform your duty. Why are you sitting there as a morose? So the Lord is inspiring him to rise, be enthusiastic and fight. Who can, indirectly also Krishna is saying, who can kill Bhishma Pita? Who can kill their guru, Dronacharya? Karna also. He has his earrings and the protective chest armor. He could not be defeated. How will you kill him? He was proud. Arjuna was quite proud. He has this Gandiva. I will kill. Arjuna is thinking. Will your Gandiva bow work against Bhishma Pita? As long as Bhishma Pita is alive, he was the general commander, chief commander. There is no chance of conquering the Kauravas. So he's inspiring Arjun, how can I be victorious if Bhishma Pita could not be killed? There's like one dog, he continues barking. When he's in his compound, when the dog is in its compound, he is confident to bark on his boundary, and he tries to jump the fence. When that same dog comes outside, he turns his tail inwards. When you go for morning walk, when that dog is in the house and his boundary, and the door is closed, and is barking, feeling safe. You've seen that dog when he comes out. He comes outside, his boundary is scared. In the same way, like the Dushashan, Duryodhan, like dogs, they're barking so much. What is the cause of that? Because Bhishma Pitama is with them. There's victory in our hands. They're thinking like this because they knew that Bhishma Pita could not be defeated by anyone. He is the chief commander. As long as he's alive. If when and after Bhishma Pitama was killed, then Dronacharya was the next, and then Karna, Ashwatthama. Duryodhana did not know that Ashwatthama would live for 4 yugas. Only the Lord knew this, and this is the secret in the battle of Kurukshetra, in the way that it was arranged, that Bhishma Pita would die first, then Dronacharya, then Karna, and then this Ashwatthama would be Vyasadeva in the future. Everything was planned. It has been written in the Puranas who will take what position, who will be Brahma. In Bhavishya Puran, that Puran which describes the future of what is to be, what is to come. If you read, you get great pleasure in reading. If I speak more, सब बंद है क्या बोला महाराज? Just you will if you read, you will get this pleasure. पढ़ के देखो कान में देखते नहीं echo or vibration. Where the Bhagavad Gita ends, Srimad Bhagavatam starts. In the Bhagavad Gita, this instruction has been given that one has to enter into practical field. The theory is in the Bhagavad Gita. And Srimad Bhagavatam practically shows us how we can perform loving devotional service unto the Lord. How Mother Yashoda, how she served Gopal, that Krishna in the Srimad Bhagavatam, how he lived in the house of Mother Yashoda. You should try to understand this. Dwarakadesh Krishna, Mathuradesh Krishna, and Rajendra Nandan Shyam Sundar. They are not one. They are different. Those with less intelligence will not understand that they are different. They will think they're all the same. Vrindavan. Vrindavan Krishna, Mathura is Krishna. One who is intelligent will, one who's less intelligent will be confused. 25251. Rajendran Krishna, Vrindavan Krishna, Dwarakadesh, Mathuresh Krishna, Vrindavan. Vrindavan Krishna is always in Vrindavan. Vrindavan Vrindavan 251. So Krishna Lila and Vrindavan Lila and Dwarka Lila. So Rupa Goswami wanted to put these two pastimes together of Dwarka Lila and Vrindavan Lila. At that time, when he was taking rest, which Devi? One Devi, Saraswati Devi, came to him in his dream. Satyabhama came. Saraswati. No, Satyabhama came. Don't mix these two leelas together. Don't put these two leelas together. Vrindavan Krishna and Mathura Krishna. Purnatama. It is complete, more complete and most complete form of Krishna. Purna is in Dwarka. Purnatara. Purna Uttama. Purna Uttama. In Vrindavan. One Lord. That Krishna of Vrindavan does not go to Mathura, and the Krishna of Mathura does not go to Dwarka. We are seeing in this pastimes of this material world that Krishna goes from Vrindavan to Mathura and then Mathura to Dwarka. But in actuality, this is only for the local people, local understanding, general understanding. So in our Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, this has been broken down into very subtle understanding conceptions. We see that Krishna and Balaram are going on the chariot with Akrura, but this is not so. When Krishna and Balaram, when he reached Akrura Ghat, that time Vrindavan Krishna he disappeared. In a hidden way he stayed in Vrindavan. And that chariot on the very border of Vrindavan Mathura, and that Mathura Desh Krishna entered that chariot those who know the in intimate and fine understanding conceptions of Gaudiya Vaishnava, they know this truth. They know this reality. Those who hear the other story, they believe that it is the same Krishna. That Krishna that was in Vrindavan stayed with Vrishabhanu Nandini Srimati Radhika eternally. That Vrishabhanu Nandini had two aspects, Sanjogini Radha and Viyogini Radha. That Viyogini Radha was of carrying in the pastimes of Brahmagita, in the separation of Krishna, and in her condition of transcendental madness. Vrishabhanu Nandini, Shri Radha, is always eternally present in Golok Vrindavan, is always with Krishna in a hidden way. Vrishabhanu Nandini, the main Radha, is always in Vrindavan. These two aspects, Samyogini and Viyogini. The ordinary people will not understand this. They are all one. Not everything is one. Even in the pastimes of the Lord, there are very subtle conceptions and considerations to be taken and to be understood. But the Dham, the deity, and the Lord Himself are all eternal. In the manifest pastimes of the Lord in this world, we see that there is comings and goings taking place. If you can understand this is something. This is the speciality of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. The conceptions of all the Vedas, Puranas, taking the essence of them. Rupa Goswami Pad in Laghu Bhagavatamritam and Sanatana Goswami Pad in Brihad Bhagavatamrita has described this with shlokas and examples and references. We cannot understand. They can not understand one Krishna. We're explaining three different Krishnas. They will not be. They cannot understand one Krishna. We're trying to explain three Krishnas, three different Krishnas. If you understand everything, who will come? If you understand everything, then you would not be sitting here in front of me. Who will ask? Akhilesh, he understands everything. He does. The Lord does not allow us to understand everything. If we did, who will do? Who will practice? Who will ask? Why does the disciple come to Shri Guru? To get some knowledge. Why do we go to school? To learn something. If you know everything, then what is the point of going to school? Or do we go to school again after having learned? Do we continue to go to school? Why do we go to school after getting this certificate? whatever level you are at studies. Simple example, yeah. Whether you understand, if you understand, if you don't understand, then you ask. One ant living on the mountain of salt and one ant living on the mountain of sugar. The ant who lives on the mountain of sugar is in my mountain is just sugar. The ant on the mountain of sugar. And the ant on the mountain of salt, they cannot understand each other's pleasure. Where is the sweetness in the salt? The ant on the mountain of salt is saying, he came to visit the ant on the mountain of sugar, but could not taste the sugar. Why? Because he had a lump of salt in his mouth. He had a large piece of salt and it's stuck in his mouth. Rock salt. Kala mirch.
काला नमक भी होता है
Black salt. Rock salt.
काला नमक भी होता है
अच्छा वो the pink salt, the lamp, the lamp, salt lamp, salt lamp, salt lamp बोलते हैं, salt lamp, the rock salt, yeah. It's describing the salt lamp. If you take this out of your mouth, then you'll be able to stare. So the ant on the mountain of sugar took out the lump of salt in the mouth of the ant from the mountain of salt. Yes, now I can taste. And I stayed here 2 or 3 days with you. I did not appreciate the difference. Now I can appreciate the difference. Hari Hari Bol. नहीं ऐसे लगा 5 मिनट हुआ
1 घंटा 50
5 मिनट जैसे लगा
आपको ना आपको रसिक
आपका मन कहाँ था